So in the practice of war yoga, there are 2 foundational exercises which you can kind of extrapolate into 3 foundational exercises. They're body weight, they don't require anything. In fact, the only tool that is useful to have is a pair of bricks. So the first exercise is called the Bethak, which is also known as the Hindu squat, but is really best described as a deep knee bend rather than a squat in the conventional sense. So you can either be flat on the feet or on the toes. I prefer to be somewhat on the toes for doing this, and I like to have a bit of a rhythm to when I do it. It should be a rhythmical exercise and that you tie your breath in with it. In fact, all the exercises you should tie your breath in with the motion that you're creating. So the Bethak, you can see I drop low, my hands are on the floor, I come up into this position and I drop immediately back down again. Bethak. The second part is called the dand. So for this, a dand is sometimes known as a Hindu push-up. There's a few little differences. I'm going to keep my arms in. I'm going to align my hands as a wrestler would, and I'm going to drop down and sprawl upwards with each motion. So get into position, my feet behind me, get the bricks where I want them. Top is more like a downward dog. At the bottom, let's call it, we're in an inverted V. So actually, sorry, a downward dog to an upward dog, essentially. So that's the dand. Now what they tend to do is call them in India a dand Bethak, because they're considered a pair. And so they're usually done together. Now, if you want to really make a true dand Bethak, you can do an exercise called a sapate, which is a bit like a burpee. And it's an amalgamation of the 2 techniques. We squat down to the bricks, thrust our feet backwards, sprawl up into the upward dog, shoot our feet back up and into the upward part of the Bethak. So let's do that in one motion. That's the sapate. Bethak, dand, sapate. Those 2.5 exercises really, because sapate is kind of the mix of the Bethak and the dand, are the foundation of everything you're going to do in your war yoga practice. When you're using the gada, the jori, or any of the other tools that we use in war yoga, this simple practice using just your body is what's going to give you the most bang for your buck. It's what's going to really set up the foundation for everything else you build on top of it. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, check the little alarm button, little bell button that means you can subscribe. You'll get alerts from your subscription. If you really want to get deeper into it, check out the Instagram page, WarYoga at Instagram, and go to waryoga.com to have a look at some articles and to go even deeper into your practice. And if you really want to get deeper into your practice, check out the WarYoga book. I'm going to put all the links underneath this video. Go check it out. Start your war yoga practice today.